Welcome back to the channel. So I've taken off pretty much everything. Got the axle over here. Read the tag. 2560D 313 axle. I'm going to powder coat this frame, so production is kind of halted because I have to strip everything off of the frame. I need to do the front. This has become a trash collector. I need to take all the front suspension off. I need to take all the brake lines out. I need to take the tail light wiring out. I need to take, well, basically, this needs to be 2 frame rails and some cross members. The QA1 kit comes with nylock bolts, nuts, and I don't want to put the nylock nuts on, so I need to go buy regular nuts so that I can mount, the rails, make sure the rails are done, because I don't want to have that all cut and done and ready to install after the powder coating. So when I powder coat it, I need everything to be already cut, already done, already welded, which means we must do the front end before we even continue with the QA1 kit. Now I do have some other stuff to do. I need to cut this really ugly angle off here. They mounted a bumper with it. It's ugly. I hate it. I'm going to cut that off. This side I haven't popped the rivets out yet. I just cut them off. It took me forever. Broke a grinder. It was interesting. So I'm actually on the fence now. I kind of want the QA1 front suspension, but it's so expensive. And I already have a Crown Vic. It's I already have a Crown Vic front end. So what do you guys think? Do you want to see the QA1 front suspension? Do you want to see the Crown Vic front suspension? The only way I can buy that QA1 kit for the front suspension is to sell my F100. Or my F150, I'm sorry. I have a 2013 F150. If you watched the second junkyard video, I did a small walk around it, said it was for sale. I have not listed it anywhere. That's the only time that I've put it up for sale. If I take the Crown Vic apart, that's my daily driver. So, there's things are expensive, guys. So if the F-150 has to go for me to do this truck, then that's what needs to happen. Now, one thing that got decided after I got the QA1 kit was I'm not going to shorten this frame. We're going to do the long box. A lot of people are shortening boxes, and that's great, and it looks great, and that's fine. I want to keep it a long box. I want to keep all the original patina until I do body work and paint. Look at that roof. The roof looks beautiful, beautiful patina. However, I do want to paint this at some point. At some point, once it's a running, driving vehicle and not a trash dump, I'm going to paint it. So I have kind of the things laid out. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I just wanted to update. I'm so excited to put this kit in, but I just don't want to. I don't want to compromise the nylocks. I do need to cut those shock mounts out. If I sell my F-150, I'm gonna get the sway bar just because I don't really need it, but I want it. So there's that. The front QA1 kit is about 3,800 American dollars. I think you have to get brakes. Then Willwood brakes. I was looking them up. I mean, you're talking $800,000. So, and then the rear axle, I'm going to have to put new axles in it to get disc brakes. I'm gonna have to replace all the brake lines because the brake lines are in here. They're not coming apart without breaking them, twisting them, whatnot. So basically, that's where I'm at. A lot of work. I learned so much about cutting these rivets. What I did for the leaf spring brackets, I left the brackets attached to the leaf springs. Every bolt that I tried to loosen on this frame broke. And I'll show you those. Hi, Cakes. So, I don't know if you can see it, the sun's pretty bright. But as you can see, I just left the brackets connected to the leaf springs, cut the rivets. If you cut that front bracket, so let me go back over here. So if you cut this front bracket that's here, and then you cut this one, and this one, the leaf spring is right here in the way, okay? So what I did was I cut the bracket off here, and I cut the bracket that's right here. I cut this bracket loose, and then I took that leaf spring and I folded it over all the way, and then I was able to get to this rivet right here. And so I cut this rivet, leaf spring falls off. Of course, I cut the U-bolts. I just cut them on top, and the leaf spring came out. So, I don't know. My first experience cutting these rivets and dealing with them, holy cow, it's a lot of work. But when I got to the driver's side, it was one day. This was 2 days, one day. So I got better. I only learned from my mistakes, so that's the way it goes. Gas tank stuff. So I can put a gas tank here. I have an idea for the gas tank, and I have an idea to use the Crown Vic gas tank, but that's future Kevin problem, and we're not going to talk about it. But if my idea does not work out, or I can't figure it out, 70 Mustang gas tank back here, and that means you have to buy a fuel line, you have to buy everything that you need for a fuel injected motor. You have to put in here. So that takes money, and that's going to take time because money is the biggest thing that's holding this thing back right now. So if anybody's interested in a 2013 F100 F150, put it in the comments, because I hate to see the thing go. It's a great truck. In fact, that truck drugged this truck back from Kansas. I actually got 14, almost 15 miles to the gallon dragging that truck back from Kansas. And typically, I don't know what those motors get typically. Mine gets around 15, even with the trailer. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I have no idea. But so that's where I'm at. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently and my subscribers that have been here since day one. Thank you so much. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and I didn't know if, when I started this channel, it was nothing to do with these projects. It was the very first video, if you go to the very bottom or flip them over, very first video that I put on here was of my son and a game that we had created in the front yard. It was a basketball game, and I wanted to post it on Facebook, but I couldn't post it because it was too long. And so I started a YouTube channel, and that was the first video that I put on the YouTube channel. And then I was playing shogi. During COVID, I got really heavy into shogi because I was stuck at home. I was working from home. I'm still working from home, actually. And I met so many people playing shogi online. In fact, one of my best friends, I still play. We play chess now, though. He's from Thailand. Mifa, love you, brother. And then, when the accident happened, when something like that happens to somebody you love, it changes things about you. Like, you don't realize that things are changing, but they are. And I thought to myself, after a couple years of his recovery, time is short, and I've always wanted to do something like this. I've always wanted to build a truck, and that's where this came from. And if you don't just go get something and start working on it, it's only going to be a dream. That's all it's going to be. It's only going to be when I have time, I'm going to do it, or when. But at any point in our life, you could be hurt in some way where you can never accomplish that dream. And so that's what this has been about. Unfortunately, Jake was not able to help me. His motor functions, his attention span. He wants to help so bad, and if I was more skilled, if this wasn't the first time I'd cut rivets, I could have helped him, I think, better. So that's why I left these rivets over here. We're going to give him another shot at taking those out. I have an idea. It was working on this side, so I'm going to make a couple adjustments to what I was doing over here, and I think it'll work, and I think he'll be able to hammer those out, and we just got to keep trying to give him things to do and not give up. Because if you give up, you might as well be dead. What's the point? What's the point if why? Why even be around if you're not even going to try? So, a little emotional, sorry. There's the girl. I'll see you guys later.